It's been 50 years since season 1 of Auto In.
We're all like 70 coming back.
Garrett, where'd you put the prune juice?
COVID has turned everyone that caught it into zombies. DBU is the last safe haven.
I need a hip replacement.
We need to get him to the ER.
Since we last saw our companions, Will Moulton and Will Diamant have fused into Ultimate Will Squared.
Will swear.
They're double the height of what they originally were. We don't know how that works because they're different heights, but it's fine.
And we're back with Auto In, Season 2.
It's Auto In with your hosts, Seth Kelly, Will Moulton, and Garrett Walder. In this episode, what can you expect from Season 2 of Auto In? What have the hosts been up to for the past month? And which host knows more about the most historic brawls in the history of sports? Without further ado, Auto In.
Welcome, everybody, to Auto In. We are back. I'm excited to be back for Season 2. My name is Seth Kelly. Our other hosts today are...
Welcome to the Thunderdome. This is Season 2 Electric Boogaloo with Will Moulton and Garrett Walder.
Welcome to the Auto In Boogaloo with
Season 2 Electric Boogaloo,
Season
guys.
2. Seth Season 2 with Will Moulton and Seth and your also other host, Garrett Walder.
Indeed. How can I switch up what you just said so that I say the exact same thing and use the word boogaloo? Welcome to Boogaloo
I'll accept bonus points
extravaganza
for
time.
Shagadelic.
Beauty.
What about bodacious?
Bodacity.
If any of you guys have seen Austin Powers, I feel like, you know his song, like the
Groovy, baby.
No, I've never seen it.
Well, don't. But I think it might upset
In case
Seth a little bit.
we have new listeners here, let's just give a little refresher on what Auto In is. So Auto In is a broadcasting specific podcast that Will has already fallen asleep to. He just started like dozing off onto his mic.
I did not.
It's a broadcasting centric show. We talk about a lot of things regarding broadcasting. Last season we went into more like DBU broadcast because this is from a DBU perspective. We all go to DBU specifically. That's Dallas Baptist University, but we talked about our like different, what a student worker does in the broadcast department, what volunteers do in the broadcast department, the different jobs that they fill. This season, we're going to go into a little bit more general concepts of broadcast. So we're going to talk about different kinds of shows, maybe game shows, talk shows, and then specific things that make up broadcasting that we didn't talk about last season, things like production and post-production hardware and software, audio production, different things like that. And this season is going to look a little different from last season. We're going to have a different person host each time. I mean, we had two hosts, but a lot of the time I was kind of, pushing the conversation forward, whereas a different person that is here will push the conversation forward each episode. And we're still planning on having a guest every episode, except for, of course, this premiere over here. We're kind of getting to know all of us because I'm sure that you have all completely forgotten who we are since something like a month ago when we ended with the season finale and the whole Baja Blast Back deal and all that. Yes,
Seth, I actually have a question. How much money do you think Spider-Man has in his budget? Because he's got to get all those web shooters and the cartridges. I mean, how much do you think? Like, it's a lot of money, right? It's you have to make I can't imagine those chemicals are like pretty expensive, right? And the mechanism might get broke. How does it work, right? I mean, if he's fighting Electro, that thing just breaks automatically, right? Because it's electric.
I mean,
fair.
I always kind of assumed that he just low-key stole the chemicals from his chemistry lab at his school.
I mean, maybe that, but he
completely for free.
Yeah, but most of the time he's out of high school, right? So
I mean, true. But
he's got to buy those chemicals on his own. And, the hero work doesn't really get him all that much money. So He's got to be stealing them from
do you want
somewhere.
me to go like full comic book sweat nerd real quick, or do you want me to just like?
Wait, save it for Warhammer 2 minutes.
Oh, unless it's about Warhammer. Oh yeah, we're debuting a new segment later called Warhammer. Garrett talks about Warhammer 40K for 2 minutes. That's what I'm calling it, and
that's very descriptive. Thank you, Seth.
It's pretty much Garrett talks about Warhammer 40K for 2 minutes, just to get all of it out of the way.
Yeah. So save everything like that for that, so you can get like a rapid fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got to save up all my sweat. I got to bottle my sweat, so I can like open it and drench myself.
Correct, and pour it out on all of us as well.
Sure.
And then also later we're bringing back the trivia segment, and I am going to quiz you guys on historic sports brawls throughout history. Just times when players went crazy fighting each other in the middle of a game.
Dang, all right.
And it's gonna be a fun, solid, fun. What are some other adjectives? Full disclosure, I just woke up from a nap like an hour ago, perhaps.
It's true. I was watching him sleep. I can confirm.
Yes, Garrett was there. I only know that because he told me later. He didn't. When I woke up, I didn't see him. I believe you left before I woke up. But
that's why they call me Garrett. Can't be seen while you're napping, Walder.
Or for short, Garrett. Let's see, CBS. WYN
Speaking
Walder.
of the
CBS win.
Let's go off on that, since it is technically broadcast related news.
Sure. Yes. Okay.
So CBS basically, there over the break, I watched a few shows that were made by CBS. Some Hawaii Five-0, some this technically
new
isn't
one or
CBS.
old one.
But new one, not the old one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and some there's a show that they say is made by CBS. It was on the. If you didn't know, CBS owns the CW because.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, yeah. So basically, I watched a show called Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
I've heard of that show.
Yes. It's basically one. It's kind of like Phineas and Ferb in the way that it has one musical number per episode.
Oh,
so
I was like, how in the world could Crazy Ex-Girlfriend be like Phineas and Ferb?
It has one musical number per thing, and it's always like a different genre, like Phineas and Ferb. It's very much in the same gimmick.
It's pretty much always
Bowling
rock with
Pursuit.
Phineas and Ferb, and one time they did like trance, and then the rest of it is basically just like pop.
One of the things that like came to mind when you said that was like, there's a song called "Don't Be a Lawyer" on the show, where it's all about like how horrible it is to be a lawyer, because it's like, and there's this guy who's like, the views expressed here in this song do not explicitly reflect that of the CBS corporation or
Nice,
or the thing,
I love that,
or the CW, and then he throws himself out the window because he's a lawyer.
Nice.
Yeah.
You see, when Will was like, Phineas and Ferb or Hawaii Five-0 is like, or the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, that's what he said. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend is like Phineas and Ferb. I was expecting it to be a sort of like, have you heard the Wikipedia game?
What version of the Wikipedia game?
Like where basically you're given a start and an end, and you have to go from the start to the end in as few like clicks as possible, basically.
Oh, so it's like the 7 levels of associations. Like we're only 7 levels away from like everybody in the world, right? So like, let's say I am like 7 levels away from meeting Brad Pitt. Like in 7 ways, I am far enough like from association. Like I know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows Brad Pitt.
You do?
Yeah.
No, that's just that's just the theory.
Wait, you do?
Okay.
I mean, I might. I don't know.
Yeah, you
Brad
never know.
Pitt?
You should get a DNA test about that.
Nice.
Contact
That's why
tracing.
we're sponsored by. No.
Sponsored by Ancestry.com.
Oh yeah,
But we're not, so don't. Use
We're not.
Seth.
We're
please
not
cut that out, Seth. We might get in trouble.
I'm gonna say not a sponsor, and then throw myself out the window as a lawyer.
Oh yes.
Okay. What were you saying, Garrett?
It could be something like someone says like go from aloe vera, the plant, to like, the French Revolution. And so you have to start on the Wikipedia page for aloe vera, and then in as few clicks or as little time as possible, whichever you decide, go from aloe vera to the French Revolution, which is, it's funny because like, you're clicking on Wikipedia links that are like already on the article. And so it's actually a surprisingly fun game, and people do like Wikipedia speedruns and stuff like that, and it's great.
I love that.
So I was expecting that sort of thing where it's like, you see, it's actually like Phineas and Ferb if you connect this to this to this.
Oh.
Or something like that.
Have you,
But that was a lot more straightforward than I expected.
So another thing that happened over the break was my dad watched the Royal Tannenbaums for the first time, and he's never seen a Wes Anderson movie before. And I remember
I've not seen it. Only Wes Anderson movie I've seen is Isle of Dogs, and I'm probably going to get ripped apart for that. But I really liked it.
That's a good one. I like that one. No
cool.
one.
I haven't seen Fantastic Mr. Fox.
That's a fun one. I like that one because it's basically word for word from the original book.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's really good. I don't understand why most people don't like Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, what the cuss is up with that?
Yeah, what the cuss is? Are you cussing with me? Okay, another thing I thought of while over the break was I watched through My Hero Academia again.
Nice.
Okay.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
No spoilers, but basically the world is, this isn't a spoiler, this is like so explained to you in the first 5 minutes, right?
Okay.
So it's like everybody in the world has a quirk, and some quirks make you really, really strong as like a superhero, right?
Yeah, quirks are basically superpowers.
Yeah, they're basically superpowers, but some
Okay.
are just inherently really bad. Like, I have a tail, and that's all I have.
That's
And
funny.
It's not funny, but it
That's
sucks
not
to
funny.
be that. It sucks to be that
Yeah,
guy,
Seth.
but
That's
not
really
funny.
serious.
but if I had a, but I'm just gonna composite to you. It's just kind of like a roundabout way of asking what superpower you would have if you needed it.
Oh.
But my quirk, but only in My Hero Academia because there's a bunch of better ones. But my quirk, if I could have it, would be to pull myself towards things or pull things towards me, and that's my only quirk. Not push things, just pull. Which
There's an easy way to do that. You just grab people by the shoulders
No,
and
but
then you
like-
pull them.
like the force though, right?
Oh,
but I can't-
telekinesis.
I only have force pull, right? And I can force pull myself or things towards me, which if you think about that, that's a super really cool power because I can grab onto a plane and pull myself towards a plane, or I can pull myself towards a building
Why would you want to
Or you
pull
could
yourself towards a
grab-
plane?
because
That
I
sounds
could
terrifying.
basically fly though.
You could grab a plane and pull it towards you.
Oh my god!
Exactly. It's an insanely strong power that nobody
that
thinks
scene,
about.
Spoiler for a video game that released like at least 10 years ago.
Okay,
It's like
so
that
at that
scene-
point, it's your fault.
Yeah,
if
it's
you-
like that scene in not Force Awakens. What's
Force
the
Awakens.
one with the cool guy? That the planet was.
Oh,
named
the
after.
Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed, where Starkiller like grabs a Star Destroyer and like pulls it into the
Exactly.
ground.
It's like that.
That was a cool
Will's
game.
just over there, some just poor like airline flights going by, and he's like, "You're mine."
Yeah, see,
Get down here.
It's way more of a. It's a quirk because it has limitations. You can't. With My Hero Academia quirks, all the quirks kind of have a limitation. Like, if you have super strength, it'll break your bones.
If
But
you like to talk to tomatoes.
that reminds me of How I Met Your Mother. Have you met
What?
Ted? Like,
It's the Wikipedia game, I'm telling you.
I know. Why is it that Phineas and Ferb reminds you of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend,
because
and
they
then
have
Veggie
one-
Tales reminds you of
How I Met Your
How I
Mother?
Met Your Mother?
No. It's not because of that. It's because the way I paused at the same frequency, right?
Oh,
it was like, have you met Ted? It's like, introduce yourself to someone. Have you met Seth? And you walk away and you don't, and they just have to be in the conversation now.
Nice.
It's like verbally putting a gun to somebody's head and say, meet this person.
Have you met Seth?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Well, before we go to our first break,
We're already at the first break?
I know. Yeah, time goes by fast.
Crazy.
But don't worry. Oh, another. I forgot to mention this because I was just about to say that we have 8 episodes because that's the plan. But we are planning on doing an every other week schedule because we're having about 4 seasons happening at the same time over at the DBU broadcast department, and it's crazy. So, and we all have just like various things that we're doing that's
Right.
crazy. So, we're doing every other week to give us enough time to be able to spread it all out. So, as we're constantly updating our information that is wrong every so often when I just like slip up. We do want to correct something that we said like way back. I think I said something in like the senior producer episode or the production assistant episode that there were only 2 positions that one can run at the DBU broadcast department. And frankly, we just learned at a staff meeting that there are actually 4 positions that you can run at the DBU broadcast department. And that is production assistant, production coordinator, associate producer. Oh, you wanted to jump in and?
No. I'm good. I was just trying. I'm fact checking you behind the scenes.
Is this the test?
Okay.
Is this part of the test?
This is the trivia segment, actually.
Right.
This is...
there's... I don't want to say it. You were
okay.
I messed you
Without
up.
further ado...
See, we know what it is. We're just seeing if you know what it is.
Yes. That's basically been the entire podcast. Just like, do we know our stuff? So the final position that one can run is a senior producer. So production assistant and senior producers are 2 of the positions that one can run at the DBU broadcast department as a student worker, above in responsibilities, not in hierarchy per se, but above the production assistant would be the production coordinator, and above the production coordinator would be the associate producer. Above the associate producer is the senior producer. So that's the structure of work. That's how you move up.
That was great. And
thank you.
Just say it again because I wasn't listening.
Oh, I'll say it again later for just your sake.
No, that's fine. Whatever. Just hey, we're at the break. We got to go.
Right. And when we come back, we're going to talk about, the various things that we have already queued up to talk about, and also just kind of chill. I have a little thought question from Will that I heard from an ad. So stay tuned. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second segment of Season 2. Actually, we're not back to the second segment per se. We're going into it, but we're back to the episode. Let's go into the debut of a new segment, and that is Garrett talks about Warhammer 40K for 2 minutes, the part of the show where Garrett talks about Warhammer 40K for 2 minutes.
I don't know if that's enough time, man. There's so much to talk about.
No dead air. I'm going to start the timer in 5.
Do I get a reward if I have no dead air? Like literally no dead air?
No, you just talk about Warhammer 40K.
Just talk about Warhammer.
Okay.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so Warhammer 40K is set in the 41st millennium of like our reality, right? Except for with some differences, obviously, because it's like fantasy, right? So it's a lot of like traditional fantasy like creatures and stuff in space, basically. So you have the humans in the Imperium of mankind. You have the elves, which are referred to as the Eldar, and then you have the orcs, and you have the those are the main ones that are like of traditional fantasy stuff. And you have like these bug things called the Tyranids, and you have these blue people called the Tau and stuff. So what I think I should talk about today is the orcs, because they are low-key my favorite part of this. Because here's the thing. As you know, orcs in most like fantasy media, they're dumber than like a pile of rocks, right? Like they're dumb. They only get by because they're freaking strong, and there's so many of them, right?
Okay.
But the thing is, in this universe, they are literally the most psychically strong creatures to exist.
Wow, they've evolved.
Like they are so psychically strong that the just mass amounts of them can manipulate reality to fit what they perceive it to be. But because they're stupid, they don't realize they're doing it, and it's just not self-fulfilling prophecy, like confirmation bias, basically. So they follow a system of like the big orc is like their leader. Like whoever's the biggest orc is just like the philosopher, the smart guy, the strong man. That's who we follow because he's smart and he big and he gonna protect us. And so the big orc can say something like, yo, guess what, guys? Red things go faster than non-red things. And they're like, wait, really? And he's like, yeah. So they start painting all their cars red and stuff, right? And then they go faster because they believe
and
that
is time. I'm sorry, Garrett.
Oh, my goodness.
That's your allotted time for Warhammer 40K.
Dang, there's so much more about the orcs we need to talk about.
Well, the segment will be returning at a point, and I'm guessing that Garrett's episode is going to include Garrett talks about Warhammer 40K.
The entire topic for the Garrett episode is just like intro to Warhammer 1301 or something like that. Right?
Basically, you just copy and paste. Garrett talks about Warhammer 40K for 2 minutes, like 25 times.
Garrett, can I make you a proposition? When you and I get on the podcast, because I think we'll be on it for twice together and no Seth.
Believe so.
You can have one of the whole episodes and you can talk about Warhammer 40K and the next episode you and me together, I'll talk about about Star Wars for the whole episode.
Oh, sure.
As a broadcasting-centric podcast, I may need to make an executive decision to not have you guys do that.
No. I was joking about the whole Warhammer thing. Like,
Wait, we made a whole segment out of it.
No. What I meant,
we'll make a whole...
Actually, that too. I was kind of low-key joking about like talking about Warhammer on every episode, and then Seth was like, yes, this sounds like a great idea. And I was like, wait, really?
This is exactly what happened with Garrett Grams as well.
Right.
We were just joking about that, and then suddenly we were like, but what if we actually did do that?
But what if we actually put Garrett's just unnatural like love for cereal into a segment?
For those of you who are new to the podcast, Garrett Grams is a segment that we will do at some point during this season, where we did a lot of it last season, but we just bring on, Garrett brings on the most obscure cereal that he can find, and we review it live on the podcast. It has nothing to do with broadcast, but it's just a fun time.
Fun.
Okay.
You could say we're broadcasting cereal. Oh.
Very, very, very true. I'm trying to figure out if it's worth very true or if it's just relatively true.
Quite true.
Quite
Is
true.
it like the Princess Bride where it's like it's mostly dead, but
It's
not
mostly
fully dead?
true.
But it's not there yet.
It's just a flesh wound.
Yeah. Your arm's
It's
off.
but a scratch.
Your arm's off.
I love that. I love that movie. I'm always reminded of why I love that movie every time I watch it.
Oh, it's so great.
We are playing the Wikipedia game because we went from Princess Bride to
Yeah.
Monty Python really quick.
It went from Warhammer to Princess Bride to Monty Python.
I do want to. So I want to bring up that question that I was talking about earlier. So I heard this in an ad today in a SoundCloud ad, and since this has to do with watching TV and watching movies. No, I do make music on SoundCloud, but I only did rap one time, and it was half the song.
you made
Seth,
a rap song.
We need to hear.
I did, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
with my brother, and
Oh
he
my
was much
goodness.
better at it than me. But it was cool. It was called
Is
"This
it-
Is War."
Oh, jeez.
This is war.
"This Is War" is the name of the song.
That's so edgy, dude.
Seth rapping is gonna be the death of me because it's gonna be,
It's extremely cringy. I gotta be honest. But
I am looking forward to it.
but Joel redeems it. Joel, my little brother, who also rapped on it.
Wait, you got Joel Osteen on your rap track?
Yes, I did. Joel
Joel,
is
the
my
money
little brother, for
is
the
your
record.
younger brother.
Joel Osteen. But anyway, so this question has to do with watching TV and movies and things like that. And I know that you have done a lot of that throughout your life, and you really like to do that. So I'd like your opinion on this statement that I heard on a SoundCloud ad. No TV binging session is complete without the unbelievably delicious 0-calorie taste of Coke Zero.
You lost me at 0 calorie. So,
Do you agree or disagree?
first off, let me bring up my TED Talk on why Coke Zero is essentially Coke.
The devil. Oh.
But it's actually really, really, really unnaturally tastes like regular Coke. And I know they're going for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
It is strange
It
how
is so strange to me.
Close it is.
It's so close. The 0 calorie, I would drink. I remember when I first had Coke Zero, I had both a regular Coke, and a Coke Zero in front of me. I would take a swig of both and I wouldn't know which is which. Right?
Oh my goodness.
And that is that never happens because I've had Dr. Pepper and Diet Dr. Pepper before, and there's a definite difference between the two.
It's kind of like if you've been to Chick-fil-A and had the diet lemonade and the regular lemonade, where it's like they kind of taste the same, just the diet lemonade has a stronger chemical flavor to it than the regular.
Right, but you can't taste that. I wouldn't say that Coke Zero is a good thing if you're trying to not have any calories, right, while you're drinking it. But again, I usually like to go with the main thing, which is what it was made for, right? If you're going to drink something, you better be prepared to take those calories on, which is why just drink water, guys.
Interesting.
Hydro homies.
Because
let's freaking
water
go.
is the original low cal low cal
true.
count.
It's a miracle drink.
It's the miracle drink, right? That's why Jesus said, I am the water, right?
He never said that in his life.
Okay, well then I'm sorry.
that
no,
we're
but
aware of.
I remember he was with the woman at the well.
He did say, he did say
in his document,
the water that never runs out. Basically.
Yeah, he who drinks the water that I give them will never thirst again.
Exactly.
I'm surprised because where I grew up, Coke tasted like Coke, and Coke Zero tasted like, Coke, but also paint.
What?
So
yeah, that's why I was saying the chemical taste, because like it does. Regular Coke doesn't taste natural either, and another thing too is that like I primarily drink water, not to make myself sound cool or what. I mean, I doubt anyone will think I'm cool for drinking primarily water, but like
I think you're cool for drinking primarily water.
But like, I mean, I say that as I have a Bang Energy right in front of me that I just emptied before the podcast, but that's
they
a rare
wouldn't be
exception.
able to see that.
Oh shoot, you're right. Dang it, why'd I bring that up? No, but basically, being used to like water and then going and drinking any soda now, it's kind of like, yes, this is very much not a naturally occurring substance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coke Zero tastes like even more fake, in my opinion, than regular Coke.
Oh, okay.
But they're pretty samey.
Another thing I can't stand is that Sprite only goes out with Sprite Cranberry for 1 month a year, and it sucks because it's Sprite Cranberry. It's the meme, man. It's the yearly meme that keeps on giving. You want a Sprite Cranberry? Come on, guys.
LeBron James.
Hot
James. Yeah.
Sprite Strawberry will always be better than Sprite Cranberry.
Agree to disagree. I'm not starting that debate on here.
I would have to taste it, but I would probably expect to like strawberry better than cranberry because as a general rule, I'd like strawberry better than cranberry.
You guys just unlocked
I was rushing to mute your mic just in case you were going to like do a giant sneeze on the mic.
You guys just unlocked a deep core memory I had where
achievement unlocked.
Yeah. Where I remember when I was like 3 or 4, I was over at my grandparents' house and I was like, I want milk. And it's like 6 o'clock at night, right? And I'm still an avid milk drinker to this day. But basically, my grandparents gave me some cranberry juice instead.
Oh, instead of Sprite?
Yeah, and it is the most disgusting thing I have ever tasted. Like, it's ocean spray. It's ocean mist.
I don't know what that
is.
is.
I will profess my hatred for ocean... Is it ocean spray or ocean mist?
Is that like an Old Spice?
No, it's it's like a carton of juice.
It does sound like an Old Spice.
It sounds like a deodorant flavor. Or whatever you call it. I don't know.
Look, I don't think it's a
Y'all tell me you don't
flavor.
like lick your deodorants to see what it smells like? That's an itch.
No. I smell my deodorant to see what it smells like.
I do not like a lot of things, but but I do not like ocean spray a lot because it was one of the first feelings of just sheer disappointment for me.
Ooh.
Sad days.
Because I know that my grandparents were doing their best, but they gave me ocean spray and it rocked my taste buds and destroyed them. Also, I was a baby and I once ate a Cheez-It I found in between the seat cushions.
Oh my goodness.
And I had a near allergic reaction on the side of the road.
Oh no.
Wait,
are you allergic to Cheez-Its or something?
No, I'm not allergic to Cheez-Its.
Then why did you have an allergic reaction?
It might have been the spicy kind. I don't know.
Oh.
But I was also very young, and maybe my taste buds weren't ready for it.
It could have also just been that you ate a Cheez-It that you found in between seat cushions in a car.
True. That is true. I can't argue with those logics. And I remember...
it might have been there for like years. You don't know.
Whoever was driving had to pull over because I was crying and like in so much pain because of this Cheez-It.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I'm sorry you had to go through that, but
it was
I guess you learned not to eat.
We know
it's like I regret nothing.
All right, well, this sounds like a great segue into our second break.
The first one of the season.
I always said that in season 1, and so we're continuing on. This is basically season 1, 2. Electric Boogaloo. Yeah. So we're going to get into break number 2, Electric Boogaloo. And then when we come back, we're going to do a nice little trivia face-off between Will and Garrett and see how much they know about sports brawls in sports history. So stay tuned. Welcome back again. Welcome back for the second time of this episode. Well, I get either that or welcome back the third time, depending on if you count the first time that we came into the episode, because you're coming back from season 1.
They would be welcomed back, wouldn't they?
Have you noticed that all my intros are me saying welcome back and then me correcting myself on something? Like that's the new that's a great segue into, like, I always say welcome back to this auto in, and then I keep like correcting myself on something.
Interesting.
I should probably be more. That was a cough button moment. All right, so we're going to get into our trivia segment, which all of this information, for the record, if you want to go look it up and double check me, and this is also just for the sake of crediting it, comes from the YouTube channel watchmojo.com. I've heard.
Get out of here.
It was just the quickest way I could find information on this. But it was their video, top 10 craziest sports brawls ever. So we're going to be...
There's a lot of crazy sports brawls in sports.
And these are
we're
the top 10.
We're counting down the top 10 craziest sports brawls. Number 10, Ricky Gervais and Kanye West.
And the Golden Globes 20.
I'm going to make an auto-generated Watch Mojo top 10. Because at this point, I think they're just choosing from an auto-generated...
Honestly. They're probably just going on BuzzFeed and taking one and
they list like a bunch of criteria just to make you think that they actually thought about the list that we
only picked sports from American sports.
All right, so here's how it's going to work. I'm going to read the question, and all of the questions, I'm going to explain a sports brawl that happened, and you have to guess what sport it was from. So I'm going to end all questions with what sport was this. I guess we need to do some sort of buzzer. I think for candy trivia last season we did like Twizzler was the thing. So what should we do?
Like a hand sign, like hello.
Listeners will have to know though.
You're right.
We could just do fight. Say fight if you know the answer.
Round 1, fight.
And then if you get the answer right, then you get a point. If you get it wrong, then the other person answers, and you guys alternate until one of you gets it right, and then that person gets a point. All right. There are 7 questions, so let's get into the first one. March 26th, 1997 is nicknamed Bloody Wednesday because of that day's sports game between rival Illinois and Michigan teams. 9 fights broke out during the course of the game. One of the biggest brawls was sparked by an incident that occurred between the two teams the year prior to the game. What sport was this?
Fight.
Football.
Yes, Garrett?
Hockey.
The answer is hockey. Congratulations. You're supposed to say fight before you answer, Will.
Oh, well. It's
but
right.
I guess I could see that, I think, happening in a football game.
Yeah, Bloody Wednesday sounds like it would be a football thing, honestly, but it also sounds like a hockey thing. So I don't know.
There's a lot.
And I somehow remembered Bloody Wednesday associated with hockey. So anyway.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I picked something that I hoped that you guys would both know little about.
No, I know very little about this. This was probably the one that I kind of had some kind of connection to.
I should have just not said anything, because then you would have made a great first impression on our listeners. I know all about sports brawls.
I know all about them fights and them sports games. You know?
All right, so Garrett,
I'm majoring in history of combat in sports.
History of sports combat.
Hey, that reminds me. Did you guys ever see that Spice show where it was like, let's pit two people against two people from history against each other, right? So it's
I haven't. We'll watch it later. Question 2. Garrett has 1 point. Will has 0 points. Question 2. A Colorado team had a comfortable lead on a New York team with about 1 minute remaining in the game, at which point a hard foul caused a brawl. Pushing, tackling, and even a punch. Yeah?
Football.
Not the answer, but I will keep reading. Pushing, tackling, and even a punch in the face ensued before 7 of the players received suspensions for a combined 47 games.
Oh my goodness.
Garrett, what sport was this?
Basketball.
The answer is basketball.
Oh my goodness.
You got it right.
Oh my goodness.
So Garrett has 2 points. Will has a very disappointed face and also 0 points. But did you say football?
I was
for that?
almost about to say football like Will did.
Well, because it was time and like punching and kicking sounds much more.
It honestly sounded like football, but
all these sound like football
because Will went first. I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah, that's the disadvantage to going first, but also the disadvantage to going second is that the other person may get it right.
Yep.
Both situations of which Will has just experienced. Okay, we'll go on to question 3. In a 2003 game, the coach of a New York team charged at a player on the Boston team they were playing.
Fight?
Yeah.
Baseball.
Yes, that is the answer.
Got it.
Oh my goodness. I would not have said baseball.
Well, I mean, I know the Boston Red Sox, I think, and the New York Yankees or Mets are pretty big rivals.
Oh,
Yeah, it was the Yankees and the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the player caught the coach, and the coach was 72 years old at the time, by the way. He caught him by the head and threw him down to the ground. This was after a baseball game. And
That's rough.
So I believe, I didn't include this because it would have given it away, but I believe it was because like the pitcher threw the ball like directly into a batter's side, and they had already had some like tension from previous games, and so he did it like maybe a second time, and then someone from like the pitcher from the other team, when the other team was up to bat, threw the ball into the batter's side, and then that's when like the coach charged at the player, and then the player, I forgot what his name is, but he just like grabbed him by the head and just threw him down to the ground.
That's
and the coach was 72 years old.
Oh my goodness.
It was a bad time. But Garrett has 2 points. Will has 1 point. We're going on to question 4. After a player on the Chicago team charged at a player on the opposing Texas team they were playing, the latter retaliated. So the Texas team retaliated by immediately putting him into a headlock and pounding him on the head multiple times.
Fight.
This person was 20 years older than the person who charged at him.
Fight.
Yep.
Football.
Incorrect.
Fight.
American football.
Baseball.
Baseball is the answer.
You know, you have to be the age thing gave it away for me, because you can be like 45 and be still playing baseball.
Oh, that's a good point. I should have said golf.
Oh,
well, yeah, that too. But with baseball, you can be pretty old and still be playing
That's
like
true.
40.
That's true. I guess you don't really hear about a lot of 40-year-old football players.
There are some. I think
there are
Tom Brady is.
Yeah, you can be.
right?
But like 40 is kind of the cutoff date for football, right? But
like
fair, yeah.
Unless you're really good, I don't think you make it that long.
Right, unless you're like
Yeah.
Tom Brady's level, then you're not going to make it as long as Tom Brady has.
All right,
Dang, this is rough.
we are tied at 2. The question. I was going to say the question is 5 because that's my level of mental processing at this point. The 5th question. A small scuffle among the players escalated when a fan hit one of the players with a rolled-up program. During the full-scale fight between players and fans in the stands, one of the players beat a fan with a shoe, at which point he was suspended for 6 games. Which sport was this?
Fight.
Yep.
Soccer.
Incorrect.
Dang.
So I'm going to say football, American football.
Incorrect.
Okay. Because here's my rationale for this, is because you have to be kind of close, and soccer was already out, and soccer was my first choice as well.
Yeah.
Right? Because somebody hit somebody with a shoe, and those things come flying off during soccer.
And like soccer fans are low-key kind of crazy.
Yes.
Even for sports
True.
fans. So
If the people are willing to come out and fight, then I'd say it's probably a soccer.
it's probably soccer or football or maybe baseball.
Well, not baseball. Baseball is a little bit too. I feel like they're too high off the ground.
Or maybe hockey? I don't know.
Well, which one is your answer?
Oh, I'm answering?
Oh, yeah, because Will got it incorrect.
Not hockey.
Dude, I don't know. It's not hockey.
It can't be hockey because
not
there's a
soccer,
plate
it's not
in front
football.
of the. And if it's
So I guess.
and if it's hockey, somebody's going to jail because those things have blades on the end of those
Yeah.
shoes.
So I'm not like giving an answer yet, but the only other like major sports that I can think of would be like baseball or basketball. But I don't feel like it's either of those. It could be basketball maybe, but like I don't know, I feel like it's like a really niche sport, like disc golf.
I appreciate the
stands with
representation,
disc golf.
but that is incorrect.
All right, fight.
Yeah.
So we've eliminated football, soccer, and
we
disc
don't
golf.
think it's hockey.
We can't be hockey.
It's not disc golf.
So it has to be baseball.
That is incorrect.
What? Okay.
Fight basketball.
That is also incorrect.
Fight
Okay.
golf.
Wait, it's not your turn.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It's not golf.
There are stands in golf though.
Is that your guess?
It's not
It's
golf.
not golf. Is my guess.
You kind of broke the game if you said it's not golf, because I have to say that's correct.
Oh!
Will just got a point.
Can I get a point for that?
That was mad clip.
I want to clip. I want to point, and I demand
Will
it.
should get that point, and then we should just hear the answer because we're not getting this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got it.
So Will
what was
gets
it
the
actually?
point. You, by the way, can't use that again.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
no, it's
that
fine.
was a one-time gag. So the sport was actually hockey.
It was hockey.
How?
It was hockey.
Somebody had to get over that.
my
The big
goodness.
plaster wall.
Yeah, someone did.
Dude, sports fans, they can do it. They do whatever they want. They probably climbed the rafters and like Spider-Man crawled along the ceiling and dropped down onto the
Sports fans are just demons who live into your stadium. They're just like they're all Rosemary's Baby possessed. Give me more.
I was almost gonna segue that into another like player, like a fan player brawl, but this next one isn't.
Oh,
So
wow.
we're gonna have to be okay with this as a segue.
That's a great segue into this.
Yeah, so technically the score is 2-3 and Will has 3 points.
Only because of a technicality.
Because of a technicality.
I'm sorry. I won that point fair and square, and you are not going to take this away from me, Seth.
Okay. Well, Garrett still has a chance to come back if he gets these next two correct. Okay.
Come on.
Question
Lay 'em down.
6. 2 Florida universities faced off in both a game and a brawl.
Fight.
Yep.
Football.
That's correct.
There's multiple football teams for Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Florida and Florida State, and I know they hate each other.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a game. They're only like within something like 10 miles.
They're pretty
from
close
each other.
to each other, and they hate each other. It's like worse than the Aggies and the Longhorns, which is our big. In my opinion, it's this Texas's big rivalry of college football is the Aggies and the Longhorns, even though they haven't played each other in over 10 years.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
And like the Aggies and the Longhorns, they do not like each other. And the Aggies, since they've joined the SEC, they've been wanting to play Texas, who is in the Big 12 conference, while the Aggies are in the SEC conference.
Ooh, okay.
So the SEC is definitely a harder conference, and that's why the Aggies really want to play the Longhorns, so they can destroy them year after year after year after year. Yeah.
Nice.
My dad's an Aggie, and my sister's an Aggie, and my mom's an Aggie, so I know a little bit about the Aggies.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, very nice. So to finish the brawl description, this happened in October of 2006. So the university's police force and Florida Highway Patrol state troopers.
Well, who are the universities first?
I don't know because it might have given it away.
Okay.
Given the sport.
Well, I've already guessed right.
No, he means like he didn't write it down.
I didn't write it down, because it would have given away the sport. But if you want to go check this out, it's top 10 craziest sports brawls ever. You have to sit through a Watch Mojo video.
I don't want to watch a Watch Mojo video. Seth.
I know, that's the catch. But yeah, so the university's police force and Florida Highway Patrol state troopers needed to break up the fight, and 31 players were suspended.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Get
Wild.
wrecked, bruh.
For the record, 31 players aren't on the field at any given point in a game.
Yeah, I know.
So this was a huge brawl.
That's crazy.
All right, number 7. The officials at this game resorted to turning off the lights, trying to stop this 1987 brawl from escalating. After the brawl, the game was canceled and both teams were kicked out of the tournament. Which sport was this?
Fight.
Yep.
Turning off the lights kind of implies indoors, but not necessarily. So I would say
He's looking at me for facial feedback cues.
I'm
trying my best to give him
I'm
absolutely
losing
none.
anyway, so I'm just going to say tennis.
That is incorrect.
No.
Dang it, dude. I wanted you to say basketball so we could see. But I'm going to say soccer.
That is incorrect.
Okay, I know.
Fight?
Yeah.
Tennis. No, wait, I already said tennis. Hold on, no. No, that's not my answer.
No, he said tennis.
No, that's not my answer.
He said
basketball.
Because I gave you said basketball, I'll give you the answer because I gave him it's not golf as a correct answer. So to even it out. It is not basketball.
No.
Okay, is it... Let me see. It's a tournament, correct?
Yes.
Hey,
Tournament.
well, you might need to get closer to your mic.
Or the mic can get closer to me. So it's not. So it's a tournament, right?
Correct.
Let's think about fight.
Yep.
Is it cheer? Because
That is incorrect.
I could see that happening.
like
though.
I could see that happening, right?
Fight.
Okay, yes.
Martial arts.
That is incorrect.
Well, that would be cool. I would like to see.
Yeah, they're already fighting, so
I would
who
like
can
to
tell the
see a
difference?
full on.
Okay.
So we have not said football yet, and we have not
It's
said...
not football because it's a tournament.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but basketball has tournaments, right?
Basketball does have tournaments, but we've already eliminated basketball because
Oh.
Seth said it wasn't basketball.
That's right. I did ask basketball.
So let's see.
Tennis.
It can't be baseball. It can't be
Well,
baseball.
there are
There's no tournament.
tournaments in tennis.
Yeah, but it's a professional. And you've already said tennis. So
no,
it can't
I
be
know. I was
tennis.
just arguing to
There-
Seth
there-
why it made sense for me to say that.
As of there are no tournaments in professional baseball.
This may be a hint, or it may just be a very mild revelation, but you guys are probably going to be very disappointed with the answer.
That is not a hint.
Bowling. It's bowling.
Whoa, that is
It's
a good guess.
It's shuffleboard.
No, but I am going to say bowling.
That is incorrect.
Well, that was a good guess. I thought that's a
Fight.
very accurate
Yeah.
one.
Shuffleboard.
That is incorrect.
Dang it. I don't even know what it could be at this point.
Okay,
We've kind
fight.
of gone through all the big ones.
I'm just going to say it. Baseball.
That is incorrect.
Okay, so we've eliminated all the big ones.
I don't know.
So it's
Fight,
football.
archery.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
So we've eliminated. let's list this off: football, basketball, soccer, baseball, cheer. I guess
Tennis, martial arts.
tennis, martial arts,
Archery.
Well, you know it's not the
What?
big
Is
things.
it like it could be lacrosse?
Is it
maybe?
track and field?
That is incorrect.
Okay,
Fight,
Yep.
lacrosse?
Incorrect.
Oh my gosh.
fight, rugby.
Incorrect.
Oh, okay. Can we get a hint?
Yeah, can we get another hint? Let's play Guess Who. Does
Sure.
it look
You guys
like...
each get one question.
Okay,
And I have the right to refuse it.
okay. Is it played inside?
Yes.
That eliminates a big majority of what we're.
Does it use a ball?
No.
Okay. Inside and doesn't use a ball?
Hockey.
Whose turn was it to
It was
answer?
my turn. Fight.
Oh,
Hockey.
okay. That is correct.
Oh my goodness.
It is hockey.
I knew
Oh my goodness.
the ball thing gave it away, and I was like,
Yup.
okay, inside doesn't use a ball. If it doesn't use a ball, that eliminates nearly
Martial
all
arts
of
is
it.
inside and doesn't use a ball.
Right.
Yeah, but we knew that was wrong.
we already went through that.
All right. Well, very nice. It seems like it's going to be the end of this episode. Do we have any last words before we get into the ending of this episode? Our season premiere, guys. We made it. Season 2.
We did it. We have 2 whole seasons.
Well, not yet.
Or, well, okay, we
We're
got
by the
greenlit
end
for
of-
another season is really what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
And by greenlit, I mean we decided to do another season.
Yeah, it was. There were 3 people that I needed to get past for a green light, and that was me, Garrett, and Will.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, well, this has been Auto In, hosted by Seth Kelly, Will Moulton, and Garrett Walder, with music produced and performed by Jesse Liked, and logo designed by John Brezenio. Thank you for listening, and see you next week. Auto out.